Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of FemFlex Friday, and today me and Whitney Jones here are in the gym with Kristina Mendoza. Kristina, welcome to this segment, and we are excited to find out what's your quad routine. I mean, everybody knows you for those quads. Look at that.
Yeah.
And so we want to know what's your phase of the prep, right? And how do you train your legs?
Okay, so right now I am fully on my off season. So a lot of calories going in, so training is getting more and more intense as the calories go up. I used to train legs twice a week, but we are trying to get my upper body to be a little bit more symmetrical with the legs so that I have a better balance and flow on stage. So we did take the leg training down from 2 times a week to 1 time a week. I do hamstrings and quads with a little bit of adductors as well into my leg training. So that's what we're going to show you guys today.
So can I ask you, how is it structured? How do you do it, right?
My routine.
How do you start it? Yeah.
So I typically do start with a warm-up, maybe 10 minutes on a bike. Then I go into the adductor machine. I'll do a couple reps there. I feel like that's kind of like the foundation, especially when you're squatting or lifting heavy weights, so like the leg press as well. So I do a couple reps of the adductor machine. Then I go into hamstring. So I might do about 2 to 3 hamstring movements. And then I will go ahead and start on quads. So quads, I typically like to start on the extensions, kind of to like burn them out a little bit before I get more into my compound movements, such as the leg press or the squat machine.
Now, do you warm up or do any stretching before you jump into your actual workout?
No, my warm up basically is the bike and then the adductor machine. I warm up kind of on the machine. So I might do like 2-3 sets of the first workout as a warm up, working up to the weight that I'm actually going to do.
Okay, why don't we just get going and see how you're doing it, and then I'm sure me and Whitney will find questions for you.
Okay,
Perfect. Let's go. So we're here. This is typically what I like to start with my first movement. I like to, for some reason, my quads feel stronger when I warm up my hamstrings a lot better and work them. So I start on the hamstring seated leg curl. So basically, little tip points that I like to do is I like to keep my calves out of it as much as I can. So I'm going to kind of relax my feet versus having them flexed.
Okay, interesting, because I've always done them flexed, right? Yes. Trying to engage more of that hamstring. So you prefer to relax because obviously you have huge calves.
Okay, and then I like to put the pad up a little bit higher than sitting on my ankles, just because as it goes down, it might move a little bit. So I like to make sure that everything is steady where it's from the start to finish. Also, I like to take away any pain on the ankle. I know a lot of people sometimes like wrap around a towel or something. So I just avoid that and just lift it up a little bit higher. So this is where I warm up. I typically warm up. I do a little bicycle for 10 minutes. Then I'll do the adductor machine. This would be my first legit workout. So I like to start with a lighter weight for the first couple sets until I work up into my working sets.
How many total sets do you end up doing?
It just varies. I might do like 2 to 3 warm-up sets, and then I will do 1 working set and possibly a back-off set.
Okay, interesting.
So I do like to hold at the bottom and squeeze as much as I can, and then I also control the negative as I go up.
So how many reps for your first set? Warm-up set?
For my warm-up set, I will just do nothing to failure. I don't want to have anything to failure right here. So I'm kind of maybe just doing a lightweight, anywhere from like 8 to 12 reps.
You see so many people bust through their reps so fast.
Oh, yeah.
And they're missing so many crucial elements of the whole freaking exercise.
I agree.
Slow and control.
I feel like a lot of it is just, it's not a bad thing to, sometimes you want to go heavyweight and kind of throw weights around, but using a lot of momentum and risk for injury. So just lower the weight, slow down the tempo, and really engage the muscle that you're trying to contract.
So normally you do the lying hamstring curl, but since we don't have that in this gym right now, you have a variation. So tell us about it.
So this is similar to a lying leg curl. Basically, it's the same thing. I'm going to be lying down. Just instead of a pinned weight, I'm going to be carrying a dumbbell, but just with my feet. And I'm going to be doing the same exact movement.
Do you feel it in different areas by doing it with the dumbbell?
So these are more of a stabilizer, so you don't need to go as heavy. You are going to feel it a little bit more in the adductor area, which is why you want to make sure you do go all the way up so that you're getting the full hamstring. And then you want to do it nice and controlled. And this one, control both on the way up and on the way down. And you're still squeezing once you get to the top, really contract the muscle.
You cannot actually go too high on the weight.
Really?
It's like 30 is like 30 pounds here. You're gonna get 10 to 15 reps, and I think you're pretty much done.
Burnt out.
Yeah.
Got them all finding.
Okay, honey, so next one for hamstrings.
This is the last hamstring exercise before we get into quads.
Okay.
These are like a bitter love-hate kind of thing. I really feel the connection, but they're really challenging. So that's where the love-hate comes in. These are the Romanian deadlifts. Not only are they good for the hamstrings, but they're also going to target some of the glutes as well.
Okay, so do you always do them with your dumbbells?
Yes, for some reason, the barbell is really great, but for some reason I get a little bit more back involved. I think it's because it's hanging in the front of me versus being able to bring them to the side. So I just stick to dumbbells for now. Maybe when I get a little stronger, I can throw in the barbell.
Sounds good. Let's see how it's done.
From Romania, so now you can critique this.
I know.
Your home
I learned them in Romania too.
There you go.
I actually like to do this with a rope too, between your legs, right?
Oh,
You've seen
okay.
those done?
Yes.
And then you can squeeze a lot of your glutes as well.
You have to stretch all the way down. That's going to emphasize more lower back. You just want to throw your hips back before you go down, and then you're going to feel your hamstrings. Once there's no more, like you reach the bottom of the hamstring, that's when you're able to go back up.
Do you ever wear a belt or anything when you lift for back support?
I do. I love the belt, but I also only do it during my heaviest lifts, only because I want my core to be able to function on its own.
Yeah, not relying
on the belts.
Okay, Kristina, so you have done your hamstrings, and now we're moving to your first exercise for quads, right? Is this the one?
This is the one.
And how do you perform it?
Okay, so for this one, I like to keep my feet flexed. Just gonna squeeze at the top, and then just controlled down. I don't like to go fully down because I don't like to put as much tension on my knees, so I kind of stop it right about there.
Okay.
So with knee pain, do you go full extension too, or do you go stop right before it goes full extension?
If I don't have knee pain, I probably wouldn't suggest this exercise if you did. So if I did have knee pain, I would not do this one just to avoid any knee pain or anything like that. I don't go too heavy here. This is more of like a warm up, burnout to get my quads started. So I'm just gonna squeeze at the top. I don't lock out my knees, I'm just squeezing with my feet flexed, and then I'm gonna bring them down nice and controlled, but I am gonna stop right about here. And then I like to come into a full dead stop to keep the momentum out of the movement as well.
Now, do you do any variations with your feet in, out at any point?
You can. I don't. I feel like my quads are pretty even. My quad sweep doesn't really need any more of a sweep. My teardrops, they're pretty good. So I just like to keep them straight and hit both, target both. But yes, if you wanted to get more of a quad sweep, I would turn my legs inwards, and you're gonna emphasize this part of the quad a lot more. And then if I was gonna point them out, then you're gonna get more of the teardrop. So I just keep them nice and straight. And basically here, what I like to do is I'll do another about two warm-ups here. Just get them going. And then I do one big set.
Okay.
So it's called, it's a rest pause set.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna do, my goal is 30 reps.
Okay.
But I have 3 tries to get it done. So my first will be about, I aim for anywhere from like 12 to 15 reps, and then I'm gonna rest for 15 seconds.
That's it, 15 seconds. Yeah.
Just 15 seconds, and then I'm gonna go again, and I'm gonna try to get up maybe another 10 reps. And then I'm gonna rest for 15 seconds, and then I'm gonna burn it out up until I get to 30. Once I hit 30 reps easily, then I know the weight is too light, and I'm gonna go up in weight.
Okay.
So that's like that, yeah. Is that just for this specific exercise that you do that?
I do that on multiple different exercises, not only leg days, some leg movements, some upper body movements. I kind of just throw in a little here and there, like drop sets, top sets, back off sets, rest pause sets, stuff like that. So switching it up.
Okay, so this is your last exercise for your quads.
That is it. This is the last one. It's just gonna be, this is where I also utilize that rest pause set.
Oh, okay.
So I do a little bit of both. I'm gonna do my max weight, and then my back off set is gonna be that rest pause set until failure.
Okay.
So there's no rep number, it's just until failure, except for this rest pause set, it's not 15 seconds, it's 5 seconds.
Oh, wow, that's it?
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, and then what's your max set, the weight on that, or the reps?
For the max set, it's 8 reps, between 8 and 10 reps.
Okay.
Once I achieve 10, then I can increase my weight.
Yep.
So I'm gonna max out between 8 and 10 reps, and then after that one, I will deduct the weight by 25%.
Makes sense.
And then I'm going to failure, I'm gonna rest for 5 seconds, failure, rest for 5 seconds. So it might look like 15 reps, 5 reps, 3 reps for the last one. So I like to keep my feet lower. Lower is gonna target more of the quads. If I were to put them higher, it will target more of the hamstring. So we already did hamstring workouts. I'm not saying that I don't do both. I do utilize both every now and then, but right now I'm focused on quads. So I'm gonna have my feet nice and low. And then with all my movements, I don't like to bounce around or use momentum. So I'm gonna control the negative here. I'm gonna bring it nice and low, and then I'm gonna power it up. Okay. I like to do a little squeeze there to really engage the quads. So slow.
And is weight even amongst the toe and heel when you push?
I do push a little bit more off of the heel versus the toe.
Okay.
But other than that, it's pretty much even, just I can slightly put more weight on the heel.
Okay, so we've seen 3 hamstring exercises and 2 quad exercises, and you said that you would do another one, right?
Yes. So it's typically going to be like a hack squat or the pendulum squat. I kind of stay away from a barbell just because it puts too much pressure on my back. I also get better connection with my quad when I'm something that's a little bit more stable. So I like to stick with this. And then of course I just finish up with some calves at the end, and that's a wrap.
3 quads, 3 hamstrings, some calves and adductors, right?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
And that's a wrap.
Yeah, and that makes this episode a wrap. Thank you for showing us
you.
your entire leg workout, and obviously it's paying off, as you guys can see. But now we got to go feed this girl, so let's go eat. Thanks for joining us for this episode of FemFlex Friday.